And we'll call this meeting to order. Start with the roll call.
Archiana Aliar. Here. Lisa Roman.
Here.
John Masden.
Here.
Kyle Niederman.
Here.
Erica Rond.
Here.
And we'll move into a moment of silent prayer or private reflection. Amen. And the Pledge of Allegiance.
I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
And do we have a motion for an executive session?
No.
Seeing that there's none, do we have a call to the public?
We do not.
Then we'll move on to 3.1, and I believe Dr. Aron had something to say in place for Carol Norkowski.
Hi, Carol was not able to join us tonight, but she left me a note to put before the board. She wanted to let her know that she wanted to be here, but vacation driving back, she's on her way back, but she couldn't make it in time. She wanted to let us know that the association is excited about the recent education budget passed by Arizona legislatures and signed by Governor Ducey, and that they are thankful for all the hard work that went into getting the budget passed and look forward to seeing the positive impact it will have on LHUSD. They're looking forward to a great school year with a few events being planned, with the first week being next week when we get the opportunity to greet our newly hired educators by hosting lunch next Tuesday at the new teacher orientation. Plans are being discussed for a welcome back staff social as well as a meet the candidates night, possibly candidates forum for the upcoming November election. As always, if you have any questions or need support in any area, don't hesitate to reach out. She wants to thank us for all we do as the governing board, and as she said before, looking for a great 2022-2023 school year.
Okay, and moving on to 4.1, we have the consent agenda vote. Do we have a motion to approve the consent agenda as presented?
I move that.
Second.
I'll second.
Archiana Aliar.
Yes.
Lisa Roman.
Yes.
John Masden.
Yes.
Kyle Niederman.
Yes.
Erica Rand.
Yes.
And moving on to 6.1, Dr. Stone.
Mr. President, Vice President, members of the board, the previous policy services agreement with ASBA has expired, and a renewal agreement must be approved by the district's governing board, signed and returned to ASBA. This agreement is for 4 years through June 30th, 2026. The district and ASBA partner in the important work of development and maintenance of its governance policies and administrative regulations. A copy of the agreement is attached for the governing board to review and has also been reviewed and approved by legal counsel as to form. Before we vote or go any further, I just wanted to share in general. Currently, we do use ASBA for policy services. The trust is working on a policy manual that we would be able to use once that is finalized and provided to all the school districts. Until that happens, we do need to have a policy services agreement with someone, and ASBA is currently the one that has the reputation and the backing behind it to provide this to us. We get all of the updates for any legislative changes at the state or federal level that we then use in our policy updates to all of you. We don't have to take all of those things that come, but it's important that we know what all of them are and we use them to develop our own policies. I will also share that this board has talked in a work session and will be talking again about furthering membership in ASBA. Right now, this agreement, although it says 4 years, there is a space for us to be able to terminate that as soon as we do have another policy services company that we could use.
I would move that we approve 6.1 regrettably as presented.
Second.
I second.
Okay. Lisa Roman,
Yes.
John Masden,
Unfortunately, yes.
Kyle Niederman,
Yes.
Erica Rand,
Yes.
Archiana Aliar.
Yes.
Moving on to 6.2, Human Resources.
Mr. President, members of the board, the following administrators and certified staff have received the necessary training and are delegated the authority as described in ARS 15537D to issue written preliminary notices of the inadequacy of classroom performance as qualified evaluators for the 22-23 school year. You can see their names here. We're just bringing this before you so you can see who will be supporting in the certified evaluation process.
I move that we approve 6.2 as presented.
Second.
Any discussion?
John Masden,
Yes.
Kyle Niederman,
Yes.
Erica Rand,
Yes.
Archiana Aliar,
Yes.
and Lisa Roman.
Yes.
Moving on to 6.3, Student Services, the American Lung Association In-Depth Program.
Thank you, Mr. President, members of the board. District leadership has identified a need for intentional interventions and services relating to tobacco use in our student populations. Discipline data demonstrates over 100 documented discipline referrals from the 21-22 academic school year involving the use or possession of tobacco on campus with multiple instances of repeat offenders. As an alternative to suspension, Lake Havasu High School and Thunderbolt Middle School plan to offer In-Depth, which is intervention for nicotine dependence, education, prevention, tobacco, and health, to students. Rather than focusing on punitive measures, this is an interactive program that teaches students about the harmful effects of nicotine and provides strategies to quit tobacco when ready. In-Depth is developed by the American Lung Association in partnership with the Prevention Research Center of West Virginia University. All activities are available for review at the district office, and this program will be facilitated once a week at Lake Havasu High School in partnership with our community health educator from the Mojave County Department of Public Health and the Mojave County Tobacco Use Prevention Program, also known as MCTUP.
Do we have a motion on 6.3?
I move that we approve it as presented.
Second.
Any discussion?
I just have a little bit, I really like the idea of this. I like the fact that, it takes the focus off of punishment and suspension, which kind of has mixed reviews in terms of its effectiveness towards student behavior. And this program, teaches kids why they shouldn't. It doesn't just tell them that they shouldn't. It teaches them the effects that tobacco use can have on them. I know that vaping is still a pretty prevalent problem in our schools, and so I'm happy to have something that addresses that. In the content for this document, it talks about how the program can be conducted one-on-one or as a small group. Are you visualizing doing exclusively one-on-one or exclusively as a group or some combination of both?
This program will be a little bit of both, just based on the need at the time. We're anticipating at first it will be a lot of small group settings, and then over time, hopefully the need will be more one-on-one, as we don't have as many students needing the program. So a combination of both.
Thank you.
Just double checking a couple of things, and just for public interest, this is free of charge, correct? We don't have to pay for this.
Correct.
And just as a note, just reminding anybody who's listening, all of the materials are available for public review.
Yes.
Absolutely.
Awesome. Thank you.
Thank you.
Anything else?
Kyle Niederman,
Yes.
Erica Rand,
Yes.
Archiana Aliar,
Yes.
Lisa Roman,
Yes.
John Masden.
Yes.
Moving on to 6.4, Student Services, Renewal of Quality First Scholarships Program, provided agreement between the Valley Sun United Way and Lake Havasu United School District, Little Knights and Smoke Tree Preschools.
Thank you, Mr. President, members of the board. Lake Havasu Unified School District Governing Board has previously given approval for participation in the community pre-kindergarten programs through First Things First. Valley of the Sun United Way is the direct recipient of the First Things First funding, and annual preschool scholarships are awarded through Quality First via United Way to participating eligible programs. Eligible district programs include the Little Knights program at Lake Havasu High School and the developmental preschool at Smoke Tree Elementary. Pending final approval, this agreement will be in effect from July 1st, 2022 through June 30th, 2023, with consecutive yearly renewal options pending Quality First star rating and availability of funding. This has been reviewed by legal.
I move that we pass 6.4 as presented.
Second.
Any
I
discussion?
just wanted to just say this is an example of, I think, one of the shining star programs in our district. I am very proud to support this.
And I believe we had a speaker as well.
Thank you. Good evening, Mr. Vice President, board members, Director Moss, and staff. I'm Ashley Pasquale, and I'm with First Things First. And when I saw that this item was on your agenda today, I just wanted to thank you for your long-term partnership with First Things First. And also, I wanted to congratulate you and your excellent staff in achieving the highest ratings of our Quality First program. I appreciate the work that goes into that, and we definitely appreciate the high quality early care and education that you're providing to Lake Havasu City's children and families. And I hope that we can continue our partnership and possibly even find additional ways to partner in our mission to ensure that kids are ready for kindergarten and succeed in school. Thank you.
Thank you.
Okay, any other discussion?
Any other discussion?
Archiana Aliar,
Yes.
Lisa Roman,
Yes.
John Masden,
Yes.
Kyle Niederman,
Yes.
Erica Rand.
Yes.
And 6.5, Business Services.
Mr. President, Mr. Vice President, members of the board, the approval of vouchers for June 2022 and July 2022 will be presented at the governing board meeting in August. The student activity funds for K-12 for May 2022 in the amount of $317,963.94, and auxiliary funds for May 2022 as listed. And detailed transaction reports are available from the business department upon request.
I move that we accept 6.5 as presented.
Second.
I'll second.
Any discussion?
Lisa Roman,
Yes.
John Masden,
Yes.
Kyle Niederman,
Yes.
Erica Rand,
Yes.
Archiana Aliar.
Yes.
And we move on to 7.1, Informational.
Thank you, Mr. President. We've been discussing this for quite some time now. We do continue to have a bus driver shortage. We have hired some over the summer, but we still do not have enough to staff all of our routes. So at the start of the year, we will not have the 3 general education routes at Lake Havasu High School. We will try to staff those as quickly as possible. And currently, we are still accepting applications at the high school level for students that would be riding on those 3 routes. So as we hire staff, we would be able to turn those into routes very quickly, as we already know who the students are who would need the transportation. So I just wanted to share that with all of you. I know we have been talking about it a lot, and we will share that information with families tomorrow so they are up to date on where we are with our transportation services. Other than that, we are very much looking forward to welcoming all our new teachers on Friday. It's hard to believe that's already here. And then all staff comes back on August 1st.
Any informational from the governing board members?
I just wanted to remind everybody, any parents out there, that we are having a sports physical and back to school health fair. Sports physicals can be done Tuesday, July 26th from 9 to 4 at HP Havasu Primary Care and Pediatrics. And then the Havasu Community Health Foundation is also doing immunizations for school immunizations for anybody who wants it, and then physicals as well. And that's on August 6th at the Aquatic Center.
And so back on item 6.4, I couldn't unmute myself fast enough to ask my question, but I was wondering, we have that longstanding relationship with First Things First, and I was wondering how many students have been.
We lost you. How many students have?
That number, that's great.
Do we know how many students have received the scholarships? Sure, that'd be great.
Member Roman and board, I don't know the total off the top of my head, but I do know that the Little Knights preschool and the developmental preschool have been participating in our Quality First program for a number of years. So currently, the agreement you just approved would provide about 20 full-time scholarship slots for those schools. But we know that many children attend part-time, so that can serve double that number over the course of the year. Great. Hope that answers the question. And I will just add that all of the children attending those schools benefit from the high-quality program.
Thank you.
Anybody else? And do we have another call to the public?
We do not.
Any board suggestions for future agenda items? And any questions from the press or media? Then I will take a motion to adjourn.
I move we adjourn.
Second.
Kyle Niederman,
Yes.
Erica Rand,
Yes.
Archiana Aliar,
Yes.
Lisa Roman,
Yes.
and John Masden.
Yes.